Hi friends, today I'm going to show you how to make an ear saver for your mask. I chose a bulky soft yarn because I like the way this keeps its shape. I think this makes it a lot easier to put on behind your head, being sturdy. This is machine washable, it doesn't pill so it won't get all fuzzy. I used a ladder yarn as well. You don't have to use that, I just used it because I think it looks pretty. And here are some other ones that I've made. I haven't sewn these in or added buttons. This one reminds me of Crown Royal. I don't know why. Anyways, this is 5 inches in length and about 7 stitches per 2 inches. Everything in this video that you need will be in the description with some links to help you find what you need to make this. To begin, I'm going to be using a bulky 5-weight tube constructed yarn. I use this because it was soft and durable, it doesn't pill, won't get fuzzy, and I also am pairing it with a ladder yarn just because it's pretty. It really doesn't add much weight to it at all, and you don't need it if you don't want to use that. I'm also going to be using an eye hook. So we can go ahead and begin with our slip knot. I'm not going to show you how to do a slip knot here. I have some tutorials if you don't know how to make one in my earlier channels. So go ahead and make a slip knot, and then we'll go ahead and get started with a chain 16. Once you have your 16 chains, you're going to be doing 3 half double crochets into the 3rd chain from the hook. So here we have the loop on the hook here. That's not going to count for anything. We're going to count the chains. 1, 2, 3. So here's your 3rd chain here. We're going to do a half double crochet. We're going to do a yarn over. We're going to insert a hook under that top loop. So now we have 3 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over and pull that loop through the chain. We have 3 loops on the hook. We are going to yarn over and we're going to pull through all 3. And we're going to do that again 2 more times in that exact same chain. So we're going to yarn over, and we're going to see our chains here. We're going to follow them down, and right in that same chain we were in, go ahead and insert your hook, yarn over, and pull up a loop. Relax your work if it seems tight. Yarn over, pull through all 3. One more time, same exact thing in the same stitch. Yarn over, insert your hook into that chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, slide them, loosen them if you need to, yarn over, pull through all 3. Now we're going to be doing a half double crochet, 2 half double crochets into the next stitch. So we're going to yarn over, insert a hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 3, and we'll do that again with another half double crochet, yarn over, hook into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. So I'll let you catch up there. We've got 3 half double crochets, we've got 2 half double crochets, and now we're going to be doing a half double crochet into the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, into the next 10 stitches. So I'm going to break down the half double crochet one more time. Yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, Got your 3 loops on the hook. Here, yarn over, pull through all 3. And we're going to the next stitch. So here you see the next chain, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. Okay, so just keep going until we're gonna leave 2 chains at the end unworked. So keep going until you've got 2 chains unworked, or a total of a half double crochet into 10 stitches. So you can pause here and meet me when you get to the end. Okay, so here we have a half double crochet in the next 10. We started with 3 half double crochets in the first stitch. We've got 2 half double crochets in the following stitch, and then for the next 10 stitches we did 1 half double crochet, leaving 2 empty chains at the end. In the next stitch, we're going to go ahead and put 2 half double crochets. So 2 half double crochets into the next chain. We're going to be doing 3 half double crochets into the last chain. So we have our 3 half double crochets in the last stitch right here. We're going to be working around on the other side now. You can crochet over this tail. I'm not. Usually I would, but I'm not because I don't want the string to confuse you guys, so you can see what I'm doing here. And we're going to go ahead and work 2 half double crochets into the next spot. So if you're trying to figure out where that's going to be, we've got these 3 half doubles in this chain. We can see them coming out of there. The chain before that is right here. And that's where we have our 2 half doubles coming out of. This is the same space we need to work into. So you need to backtrack and look. It's going to be this chain we last worked in. We're trying to work in the one prior to that, which is right here. So go ahead and do our half double into that space. And you're going to put 2 half double crochets in there. And now we're going to do a half double crochet into each stitch until we get to leave the last one unworked. So half double crochet into the next stitch and continue on, leaving the last stitch here. Ooh, focus camera. The last stitch here unworked. So just keep going to get to the end here. Just 1 half double crochet into every stitch. If you need to pause, make sure you pause. Okay, so you should have 10 half double crochets with 1 stitch unworked. So we're going ahead and put 2 half double crochets in that last stitch there. and then we're going to slip stitch into the top of the first half double crochet. So there was a chain in the beginning of this. When we went to the third chain from the hook, it left this kind of messy stuff here, and so we did 3 half double crochets. I wanted to work into the actual half double crochets, so this is not where you're going to be working into. You'll see this little sideways chain. I want to work into 1, 2, 3, see these 3 half double crochets. I want to work into this first one here. So I'm not counting this as a chain. We're going to be skipping over that kind of sideways mess there. Oh, my camera's not focused. So we're going to be skipping over this little sideways mess here, and we're going to be going into the first half double crochet. So go ahead and slip stitch there. So now we have our slip stitch into that first half double crochet. I want you to go ahead and chain 1, and then we're going to single crochet into that very same stitch. So the same stitch we just slip stitched into, we're going to be doing 2 single crochets. So take your hook and insert it into that same stitch. You're going to yarn over and pull up a loop. You should have only 2 loops. We're not doing half double anymore, we're doing single crochet. Then you're going to yarn over and pull through both loops. We're going to do another single crochet into that same spot. So you're going to insert your hook into the stitch, you're going to yarn over and pull up some yarn. Again, only 2 loops this time. Yarn over and pull through 2. So 2 single crochets into that same stitch. Next stitch, we're going to be doing 3 single crochets. So not yarn over, we're doing single crochet. Insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. So you do 2 more single crochets into that same stitch. So now we have 3 single crochets into that next stitch. We're working into the next stitch now with 2 single crochets. So insert your hook into the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Do that again for 2 single crochets. Now we're going to be single crocheting into the next 14 stitches. So 1 single crochet into the next 14 stitches. And remember, you don't have to keep up with my pace. Just hit pause, get your 14 single crochets in, and then hit play again when you're ready. Okay, now we're ready to begin the next part. So we have our 14 single crochets. In the next stitch, we're going to be doing 2 single crochets. In the next stitch, we're going to be doing 3 single crochets. And in the next stitch, we will be doing 2 single crochets. So around the corner there, we did our 14 single crochets. We'll be doing 2 single crochets into one stitch. We'll be doing 3 single crochets on this end stitch, and then 2 single crochets into the next stitch. So 2, 3, 2 around the corner here. And once you get that, you're going to single crochet into the next 14 stitches. So same thing we did on the other side. You're going to single crochet, one single crochet into the next 14 stitches. I didn't add the ladder yarn like I intended to do for this project, but it's probably better that I didn't, because I think that this is a lot easier to see without the distraction of the ladder yarn. Here's a little tip. If you lose count and you aren't sure if you have the 14, let me show you how I look at that. This yarn is really great for beginners because you can really see your stitches. That's why I use it for videos. I feel like it's really easy for you guys to see what I'm talking about. So around the bend, we know we had multiple stitches placed into single, we had like our last multiple we had was 2 single crochets into the same stitch, and we know it's around the bend. So we're gonna go back to like this bend area, and I'm gonna look in each of these holes, and you can see in this hole I just have 2 yarn. Let me see if I can show that well. So we have this hole here, and we can see that there's 2 strands coming out, 1, 2, this one, 1, 2, this one, 1, 2. We go into this hole, and we can see that there is, if my camera will focus, there's more than 2 strands coming out of there. So this is where we put our 2 single crochets, and then this next stitch begins our 1 of 14 single crochets. So we can count from here. We can count the holes, 1, 2, or we can go to this hole and then go directly up, which is right here, and go ahead and count that as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So this loop doesn't count as anything here. It was what was on our hook. So the last chain up here is 14. So we've got 14 single crochets, and we're just going to slip stitch to the beginning single crochet. So this was our chain 1. It's kind of a sideways knot there. I'm not going to go into that. I'm going to go into the very well defined single crochet on top. So I'm going to both loops, grab the yarn, and I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch. Just pull everything through on the hook, and there you go. Go ahead and clip my yarn and finish it off. Just pull the yarn through the loop, pull it tight. That's it. That is all there is to it. And then you just go ahead and you take some buttons, and I just line my buttons up. They fit perfectly in here. Oh, that's backwards. So I just like how they fit in there like that. And I just go ahead and sew that down. Same thing on this side. And then I just sew that down. Thank you guys so much for following my tutorial. I hope you guys like this pattern. Make sure that you subscribe so you can see my videos first.